While I was doing research on a product that we had discovered on that 1928 house, I actually found out what the history of sheetrock is and why they started making it in the 20s. Come find out today on The Build Show.
And he's using standard or plain gypsum lath, which in recent years has become the national favorite.
I don't know if you remember my 1928 house, the Staub house where we're doing that English revival house. In the walls of that house, we found this weird fibrous material. And it wasn't sheetrock. It was weird looking, right? And so it broke apart. It had held up pretty good, but we weren't sure why I was there. So I started doing research. I started looking at some of my old catalogs. In fact, one of my great resources is this book, okay? The Home Builder's Catalog, okay? This was 1927. I've got a 28 and a 29. 29's much smaller because of the Depression. Anyway, this is a great resource book for me because what I can do is I can actually go into this book and actually find products that would be put in houses in that period of time. I don't know if you remember the one we did on the kernerator, that gas thing that kind of burnt trash. That's in the Home Builder's Catalog. So if you're an old house guy and you want to find some great resources, that Home Builder's Catalog are awesome, okay? And if you're in commercial construction, the Suites catalogs are awesome, all from that period. So I'm looking in the 20s catalogs and I find all these different products for sheetrock, okay? There's Beaver board, there's Insa board, there's all these different brand names of companies that are developing a new lath, okay? And so if you remember, plaster, interior plaster was set on wood lath. Wood lath would be small strips of wood that would be, nailed, probably, I don't know, 1/4 inch apart, 3/8 of an inch apart, and you would put plaster into there. It would kind of lock in, and then you put your finish coats over it. Remember, you have a 3-coat plaster, you have a ground coat, brown coat, and then your final plaster. Well, that's very labor intensive. And so what they were doing at this time, they were developing gypsum, okay? And US Gypsum, the sheetrock people, right? They were developing a new lath. And that's actually what drywall, sheetrock, was originally a replacement for wood lath, okay? So you have wood lath from, I don't know, early stuff, but the strips from 1850 into the 1920s. You have wire lath, okay, which was a little more stable, oftentimes more in commercial buildings, 1900 to 1930, okay, and then they come and they start inventing sheetrock. Now, sheetrock was really fascinating because they were trying to sell it to the homeowners and to everybody else as a ease of remodeling, as a perfect replacement for in a garage. But it was a time-saving, okay, way of building, so that instead of 2 coats of plaster and your finish coat, you would put sheetrock on and just put your finish coat on, okay? So it was a labor-saving time thing, and you see from the catalog from the 1920s into the 1940s that they were really trying to sell this, and then after World War II it takes off and it becomes kind of a common product. Of course, they're in 99% of all houses today.